Hey lovies, welcome or welcome back to my channel, Extreme Tarot, where we do moon readings, pick a cards, and zodiac readings. Today we're doing a zodiac reading for the sign of Cancer, a look into your no contact love situation. Also, if you're noticing, I have a new setup. Just rearranged my house a little bit, so I had to like switch things up a little bit. But anyway, Cancer. So this is the connecting energy between the two of you. This is your person's side and this is your side here. And I also shuffled a song for you. It was Love You Better by LL Cool J. So, okay, let's dive in and see what we got here. So for the connecting energy, we have this. It's called Stibus, I think. It says antimony. It's the gray wolf of alchemy. And that's like an interesting energy to have because it represents like this wild, fierce sort of like a force that could either be used like, I guess, productively or constructively, or no, productively or not constructively. I don't know how like the right word. I just had it in my head and then I lost it. But anyway, yeah, so like I don't know. That was good. That would have been a good line, but I forgot what I was going to say. But anyway, yeah. So it's like you could either use it like for your betterment or it could be used for your destructively. I think that's the word I was going to use. You could either use it productively or destructively. There we go. So okay. So I feel like what was happening was that this energy was being used destructively and then like is now shifting into a time where it's being used a little bit more constructively. So for your person over here, and well, let me just continue talking about this connecting energy because I guess this stibus, whatever it's called, the antimony, like it's like a material, it's a metalloid, and it can be like corrosive. So another thing they were talking about in the book is like maybe like letting things eat you up, or even like eating away at yourself with your own thoughts. And then like that's why I wanted to transition into your person here, because with this groundhog spirit, he's holding a heart and it looks like he's like biting on it. It just reminds me of like when my dogs like gnaw on their paws, kind of. It's like, but it's on their own heart. So it's like they were maybe feeling like the potency of this connection was sort of like putting them in a dark place. Yeah, when my dreams feel scary, it means that I am on the right path. So it was causing them a lot of anxiety. When you think about feeling scared, like I think when dogs like gnaw on their paws, it is like a sign of like anxiety or something like that. Or even when people bite their nails, like, you know. So it's like they were letting like the force of this connection sort of let their mind get away with them. But I feel like things are turning. And even that song, Love You Better, there's a line in that song where it's like, my mentality changed. So maybe you have like a history with this person where, you know, I'm sure you've both done wrong, because I feel like you over here, you've like sort of like forgiven yourself and you have a little bit more freedom here. But your person, it's like that you're number 33 and they're number 31. So it's almost like they're 2 steps behind you, if that makes sense. So whatever you're feeling, think about where you were at 2 steps ago, because maybe that's where your person is. It says time to let go, groundhog spirit. Luck is on your side, new moon in Sagittarius. And then when my dreams feel scary, it means I'm on the right path. So it's almost like they're acknowledging their fear. Like, okay, it's okay to be scared, like but then also like overriding it in the same thought, like, or like they're in the process of like learning how to override these like scary thoughts and realize like, okay, of course I'm scared. Like, of course this is something new. Of course it's going to feel scary. Of course it's going to feel overwhelming. But it's like, if you could take all that kind of energy, that potency, and like channel it into like a way where you're looking at like the brighter side of the situation, or like a more hopeful side, because the back of the deck energy that we got here was scintillate. Okay, I'm not even going to be able to say that, but it's sparks of light. And it's like that initial spark, and it's also related to summer. And I would feel like this gray wolf, it's like more of like a wintry landscape. So it's like going from winter to summer, which, as you know, like that doesn't happen. It's like winter, spring, and then summer. So that makes me think it's this sort of like in between period where like the darkness is kind of like on the way out, but it's like this transitional period, I guess I would say. Yeah, in between transitional period, but like, and like the light is coming in, but like this shift is occurring where for your person especially, I feel like you're kind of on the other side, or you're more further along on the other side, like the more hopeful side, whereas that's just the cat. Don't or sorry, I'm talking to my dog. But like luck is on your side, new moon in Sagittarius. Now that to me means like a new positive mindset, an expanded mindset, an ability to look at like the future with a sense of hope and like excitement instead of worry. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, okay, like this connection is potent. I've spent a lot of time worrying about what it would be like to be together, thinking how like awkward it would be, or how like, you know, we're gonna have to talk about all this stuff from the past, or whatever it is, like whatever your person's like worried about here. Maybe they feel like they can't forgive themselves, like they were careless with your heart or something like that. But it's like they're finally starting to be like, well, it is so potent, which maybe means that things would be like really like intense in a good way, like taking that like like that intensity and that potency and realizing it, like it could be channeled in a more like like it'll be fulfilling, like it'll be exciting, like it'll be like the emotion will be stronger, but like in a good way too, not just in a bad way. It's like they're finally seeing both sides of it because both energies are present here. So it's like when my dreams feel scary, like I was saying, they're acknowledging the fear but also overriding it at the same time, like little by little they're like learning how to do that. For your energy here, we have horse spirit number 33, again a master number. Freedom is yours. We have a personal issue reaches resolution, full moon in Cancer. And I will measure today by how fully present I am. Every time a personal, I don't know if anyone watches The Good Wife, but when Wendy Scott Carr, when they make that video about her boob job, and she's, I don't know, it's hard to explain if you haven't seen it, but, and she's like, a personal issue. Anyway, I'm not even going to get into it, but if you watch The Good Wife, like that little like political smear campaign that they made for her where she's talking about her boob job, and anyway, it's okay. Sorry. But a personal issue reaches resolution. Freedom is yours. I feel like something that you're learning how to do, like the personal issue, just because like now I'm thinking about that Wendy Scott Carr thing that just like popped in my head, and it was about a boob job and stuff. So like, okay, like maybe you're like insecure about your boobs. Like I know that's like weird to say, like sorry, but like, or you're just your body in general. Like you maybe feel like you're not full enough. I don't know, like, or something. Like maybe you feel like you have like kind of just like let go a lot of like the insecurities you've had about your own body and things like that. Because even this is like Cancer energy, which is like mother energy, or like a feminine, more feminine energy. So maybe like something with your parts that was like, that's just a side note. I don't think that's like the main issue here. But like, again, that is like a very liberating feeling when you kind of just realize, you know what, this is who I am, like flaws and all, like, you know, take it or leave it, like whatever. Like it's like you've had some sort of like self-acceptance. I will measure today by how fully present I am. It's like you're living in the now, like you're not worrying. I feel like you had some sort of like emotional release with full moon in Cancer. Usually I get kind of like a dark energy from this card, but I feel like with the surrounding cards that we have here, it's actually like almost like a positive energy where you're able to sort of like embrace like everything that you are. I feel like this is more personal for you, whereas with your person, it's more about the connection, if that makes sense. Like you're just like embracing who you are, and I wouldn't say unapologetically, but like almost. Like it's almost like, I don't know, like, how am I trying to explain this? Like not unapologetically, because like to me that implies the connotations of like, if you don't, like almost like like kind of like a little rude, you know what I'm saying? And this feels just more like like a relief, like, okay, you know, like I could just be whatever I am. Like maybe like my boobs are weird, maybe like I don't know, like I don't want to like really say like too much dirty things, but like my vagina's weird or like whatever it is, or I guess if you're a guy, like whatever other parts you have. But I feel like whatever it is, like you're just sort of like, you know what, like it'll be what it'll be. Like if they don't like it, I guess they'll, you know, kind of move on. So I don't know. I feel like this is kind of like you're both in kind of a good place. I feel like your person's still a little bit back and forth, but you're pretty much like you have had some resolution. They're having like a new expanded mindset here. Their mentality changed. And yeah, that whole song, Love You Better, like in that song, he talks about all the ways, baby smile today, because I've been imagining more ways I'm going to love you better, blah, blah, blah. So it's like, instead of like worrying about like the fights you're going to have or like the accusations they maybe think you're going to throw at them, even if you're like, no, I would never do that. But maybe they just feel like they would be warranted and justified. So like they wouldn't blame you, but like they know that they have guilt, you know what I mean? And they're like maybe projecting it onto you like you're mad, or they thought you were mad. And now they've just realized, you know, instead of like worrying about those things, I could be like channeling that energy into like a more creative way where like I could just take actions and do things to fix the issue and to prove and to show and to like illustrate that like I'm serious and that I care about them, and I'm gonna like, it's like that's what that song is about. It's like just saying all the different ways, saying what, you know, he did wrong in the past, admitting it, like LL Cool J, I mean, and then like being like, okay, and this is, you're gonna see it, and it says your friends will see it too, like just like with the people in your life, especially if that's something that they're worried about. Maybe they've been like hiding away, you know, the groundhog hides until whatever, February. So it's like they've maybe been like in like sort of like a hiding period. But then new moon in Sagittarius a lot of time talks about travel. So that just made me think of like coming out of the cave energy again. Like it's just like getting some fresh air again, popping the little head out. Hello. Like the whole shadow thing, you know, like maybe they've just been scared to face their shadow and whatever, and now they're like okay with it. They're like making their peace with it. So if that sounds like your situation, this is more, I feel like, going on underneath. I don't feel like there's a whole lot of contact here. We're facing away from each other, but like there is work being done. So let's see. How is your person feeling about you? Cancer. How is Cancer's person feeling about Cancer right now? We're using the Sexual Magic Tarot. That's why I have this reading labeled as 18 plus, because of like the imagery. But let's see. I feel like the relationship dynamics that they show in these cards are good. So what is Cancer's person feeling for Cancer right now? We have the Tower. The Ace of Cups. Oh, okay. The Six of Chalices, or the Six of Cups. The Eight of Chalices. And the Four of Chalices. A lot of Cups energy. Wow, this is all water energy. That is crazy. So they're in their feels. And then the Ten of Swords on the bottom of the deck. Oh, there are those boobs present. Interesting. Okay, so I feel like there was something that was like the catalyst to sort of like help your person start to like let things go. And like looking at this here, it's like obviously like maybe they were jealous of somebody else, but maybe like if they kind of like, I don't know, like weren't wanting to commit in the past, or they like left you for somebody else or something like that, and then you started like dating someone else, maybe you like talked about it, or they like found out about it or something, and they almost feel like it leveled the playing field and helped them like start easing the guilt. And like that's why they're like transitioning into this more like hopeful sort of an energy, like this more like, okay, like it wouldn't be me being berated for everything that I've done, because like we've both kind of just been doing our own thing. Like it hasn't been like, it's almost like they saw you as like this saint and like them as like this bad person or something like that. And then now it's like they're just realizing that you're both just people. Like, you're not a saint. They're not like the bad guy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're both just two people trying to like figure this shit out as you go. Like, you know, you're making mistakes. They're making mistakes. Like, you're trying to fix it. They're trying to fix it. Like, we're all just in life doing that always. But, anyway, so it's like almost like because of this, and like with the tower again, that makes me think of like a release, and a personal issue reaches resolution. So maybe that's what was going on here. Maybe you were feeling guilty because you were like, oh, this person looks at me this way, but like they don't know like that I haven't I don't know, that I kind of did my own thing for a while. Yeah, freedom. Like maybe like I just went and like embraced the freedom, and now I'm worried like this person isn't going to look at me the same or something like that. And that's maybe what you like let go. Maybe you finally told them, or you just kind of like forgave yourself for it or something like that. Not that you needed to forgive yourself. Maybe you felt a little bit of guilt too, but a personal issue. It's like you recognize that it was your own feelings about the situation that needed to be resolved, not like that this person had to forgive you. Does that make sense? Like it was only like your own issues with it. So yeah, like I feel like now that's like kind of paving the way for this. And I think they definitely felt jealous, or they felt like upset at the thought of it, but it kind of helped them to start realizing like that they could have this new beginning, this emotional new beginning with the Ace of Cups, like this sort of, like I was saying, level playing field where you're both able to sort of be fully present and just recognize that, like, you know, maybe it took some time and some wrong steps to get here, but you're here, you know, and it doesn't matter anymore. Like the love is still there, whether you've both made mistakes or not, you know, not even mistakes, because a lot of times it's like I was saying with that whole unapologetic thing, like that's what now that I'm thinking about the situation and looking at the tarot, I'm feeling like, again, about this situation where it's like, I don't feel like you're unapologetic to the way, like, too bad if you don't like it. I don't feel like that vibe at all, but it's almost like, listen, like, I did what I had to do. You did what you had to do, like, in many different respects. Like, we're both just trying to, like, get through this. This is a very intense connection. Like, this could cause a lot of, like, confusion and chaos. Like, you don't know what to do. You're getting triggered and you're reacting. Like, people do things and they just try to make themselves feel better. But at this end of the day, like, my heart is with you. And if we can make this work, like, I want to do that. I feel like you both kind of feel like that. And we have the Six of Cups here. And it's like, and the Eight of Cups and the Four of Cups, all like even numbers here, like leading off with. And I feel like, again, this is like, you're both, okay, like this is interesting to me because it's almost like here, the man, like just like if these are the two different people, the man is thinking about like two people together. The girl is thinking about two people together. She's looking at a photo of, you know, two people like clearly missing somebody. And it's like this Ace of Cups is in the middle. And it's almost like, okay, we've both been through it. We've both seen the other side of the equation. We've both been on like both sides of that equation. Like we've been the one being like maybe jealous or sad, but we've also been the one like, you know, being with somebody else or whatever it is. So it's like we're on equal, like we can understand where each other has been through and understand that like, oh, like I'm not looking at this person as the bad guy, so they're probably not looking at me as the bad guy. And that's what's allowing this person to kind of like let this go and like give their heart, what's that song? Give Your Heart a Break. Oh, I don't know why that just like popped in my head. I don't even know who sings that song. Is it Demi Lovato? I don't want to break your heart. I just want to give your heart a break. It's like, I don't want you to be sad and upset about this. I don't want to punish you forever. Like, I just want to like move on from this and like start fresh with you. Eight of Cups and the Four of Cups. It's like, I feel like your person thinks that if they come towards you, you're going to be like, maybe mad at them or something, or they maybe thought that. Again, this is kind of just showing that like, oh, like, do you see the imagery here, how he's like, hey, and she's kind of like, like, get back. But then here it's like they're standing together looking at the open door. It's almost like we'll figure it out together. Like I think they're realizing more that you're like a teammate, like that you're on their side, like you guys, like we'll get through this together. Like I was saying, it's not going to be like you like lording this over them or them lording it over you. I think they're realizing almost like a emotional equality, I would say. Like the stability, the emotional stability. Like they maybe thought like, oh, like if we get together, there's too much shit that's gone on and it'll just be a mess, like if that makes sense. And now they're like, okay, like maybe it would actually be okay. Like there is a lot of emotional stability here. Like I was noticing the even numbers. Like it wouldn't be like this, like these power games or anything like that. It would just be us trying to like figure it out together, how to move forward, how to make this work step by step, one at a time. So, okay, that's what I'm getting for the tarot. What was on the bottom of the deck? Oh, the Ten of Swords. Again, it's like someone crying with two people in the background. That's like, I feel like you've both maybe like explored other options or at least entertained the idea. Like there's something here where like you both feel like you're on equal footing in that regard. So, let's get some of these advice cards. We are going to see... What are we going to see? We're going to see the underlying reason for this person's like emotions, but they're definitely in their feels. The Tower, again, is like a revelation, a shock, like a jolt, like they found something out, but at the same time, it ended up like clearing the way for like a new start, like at least emotionally. I don't think it's like, oh my God, I just saw destruction, but it was like almost like destruction is a crucial part of the creation process. Is this it? Yeah. I almost want to take that because I just saw it while I was saying that. Destruction is a crucial part of the creation process because space needs to be made for what's coming in. Don't fight it. It's almost like what needed to be destructed was their like image of you as like Mother Teresa over here, or like, you know, Saint Agnes. I don't even know who that is. That just popped in my head. But like some saint or like whatever. Like you're not a saint. They're not a sinner. Like you're both. You know what I mean? And it's like this like idealized version of you is what got destroyed, and it's a really good thing. What else? Do not judge by appearances. A rich heart may be under a poor coat. It's almost like, again, I think your person's realizing that like they're seeing things from your perspective and they didn't judge you, and like, or maybe they were upset or whatever, like they were obviously jealous or something like that, but they weren't like judging you as if you did something wrong, and they're like, oh, maybe like my person feels the same way. You are not your thoughts and emotions. Learn to detach and observe them. Game changer. Again, this is like speaking of getting like more of a handle on your, I guess, thoughts and emotions, like being able to detach and look at it from a more expansive bird's eye view with Jupiter and like Sagittarius energy being here. It's like their mentality changed for sure. What else? What is the underlying reason for you don't have to have it all figured out? Just take the next step. And should we get one more? Revel in the differences to other people. There's only one you. Yeah, like I feel like it's a lot about like self-acceptance and like like not feeling sorry. It says when you know, and when you don't know, you don't know. So maybe it's like they were in a state of like confusion and things like that. Like, oh, I don't see how this could ever work. And it's like, now they're like, oh, like I just had to like realize this. And now like I feel a lot better about the situation. But it's like before that they were in this anxious state where they're like, I can't see how this is ever going to work out. Like, it's just too much, like blah, 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 blah. And now they're kind of like more like, like it's more like a stable foundation to like build on like emotionally. So, oh, I didn't leave enough room for my other cards. Let's see. Should I like move everything up? I don't even know if that's still in the shot. Sorry if it's not, I'll fix it for the next one. This is the first time I'm doing this setup. Bear with me, guys. Okay. What else are they feeling towards you? Oh my God, that just came out. Love, I'm gonna keep it. That's cute. Okay. Oh, judgment. Yeah, like, oh my God, sorry. I understand that everyone has their own unique path and challenges. It's almost like they're accepting that their own path and what they had to do to get there. And so are you, I feel like. But, oh, sorry. Freedom. I possess the power and the free will to create my own happiness. Hi, Quinn. And purpose. I know what I am here to do. It's like, this is really like beautiful. Like this is really like a more positive, again, that whole spark, seeing the light. It's like they stopped judging themselves for like perceived mistakes that they made. And I say that because I don't think it is a mistake to like, a lot of times it can, this just came through in my reading where it was another reading I did where it was like you feel like you're deviating from the path and blah blah blah, or like you deviated from the path for a little bit, but it's like that's the whole point. It's like it's not really a deviation, it is part of the path that leads to this person, because learning these lessons and seeing things from each other's perspective is very crucial, and being able to be like on a more balanced, equal footing and have a relationship be more stabilized, and not, you know, you don't want to make somebody pay for, like, I don't know. I just feel like that's just a recipe for disaster. If you're constantly throwing things in their face and blah, blah, blah. Obviously, if you need to talk about it, sometimes like, listen, I'm feeling blah, blah, blah. But if there's like a whole dynamic where you're like the injured party and you're the victim and they're the bad guy, they're the asshole, like that's not going to end well. You know what I mean? All right, so let's see. What advice do you guys need, Cancer? And then we're going to get messages. The bloom, creations realized, right time, harvest and celebrate. Okay. And lineage of the rose, moved by the goddess, here for this, soul call and gather. I have to sneeze. Chew. Excuse me. And then after the rain, silver lining, relief, hope, mercy, it's over. Acceptance. Yeah, like that whole tower, it's like it crumbled. It's like now the rainbow's coming out. There's hope again. Like everything's all right. Like obviously in the bloom. And that's making me think of like springtime again. And it's like we're heading into the era of spring is what I'm getting. And like even though we have that summer energy present, it's like the spring is going to be realized, or maybe like you're both like individually blooming. And you might see like some contact, you might be like coming together, but I feel like it'll be slowly and gradually, just how spring, it's like, but all of a sudden one day you look up and there's like buds on the trees, like blah, blah, blah. I feel like things are going to start like budding. Things are going to start like opening up a little bit between you guys, even if it's just energetically at first, but then it's like the flowers will, like the leaves will come out, like, you know, everything will look more lush and warm. And it's like Quinn, it's like, you know, you guys created that by doing this work. Like, you know, it's amazing. All right. What would your person want to say to you right now? While it's true that you trigger the fuck out of me, it's also true that you inspire and motivate me like no other. Like they're seeing both sides of the equation. Like, yes, I felt pain. Yes, I've caused you pain. Yes, you've, you know, forgiven me and I've forgiven you. And like, we're just going to work it out together. Like we're going to figure it out together with this Four of Cups. That's really what I'm getting. You're literally hysterical. Why are these all crooked? I can't. Oh, because the cat was just on them. Quinn. Thank you, Quinn. Okay. You're such a nurturer, that Cancer energy. No matter how things may seem, there's something special that's reserved only for you. I think we both are realizing that about each other. I'm standing strong for the things I want in my life, including you. Yeah, they're definitely feeling a lot better, a lot more able and capable. They're using this energy very productively. Your energy is so refreshing. For God's sakes. I love you. I'm wide fucking awake. All right, Katy Perry. Hey, Quinn. Oh, God. I hope you can't see like my face on there. I want to kiss you more than I've ever wanted anything. Sorry, that was like kind of fast. Love the way you laugh. I don't think you can see that. I'm gonna have to move this over. You carry yourself with such grace. And the way you believe in the goodness of life after what you've been through is so inspiring. There's a lot of compliments here. I feel like your person is really just appreciating you. You're not afraid to look silly. This says they're seeing like the lighter side of this connection and of your personality. I think they really had a fear that you were going to like judge them or something. And I think they're like, you know, maybe it'll be fine. Who would have thought? So, all right, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, please like, comment, or subscribe to my channel. Thank you to everybody who already has. And say bye, Quinn. I'll see you guys later. Thank you. Bye.